What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm breaking down France against England in the third place match at the 2026 World Cup. This is always an interesting game to handicap because both teams are coming off the disappointment of losing in the semifinals. Neither one of them wanted to be playing in this match, but there is still a World Cup medal on the line. We have France as a slight favorite in the 90-minute market, England available at plus money on the double chance, and a relatively high total. I considered taking England plus a half a goal at plus 105, but after looking more closely at this matchup, I believe the better bet is on the total. My official pick is France versus England, under 3.5 total goals at odds of minus 132 for 1 unit. Let's start by looking at the market. France are around minus 114 on the money line to win the match in 90 minutes. England are around plus 300 on the money line, with the draw also priced a little above plus 300. England plus a half a goal is available at around plus 105, meaning that the bet wins for England plus a half a goal if England either win or draw in regulation. I do believe England can compete in this matchup. I don't think there's a massive gap between these two teams. However, taking England plus a half a goal still requires England to avoid defeat. The under gives me several more ways to win. France could win 1-0, 2-0, or 2-1. England could win by all of those same exact score lines. This game could end 0-0 or 1-1. All of those results cash the under 3.5. Now, when you look at a head-to-head trend that I think is very interesting, the first major reason why I like this bet is the head-to-head history. The under 3.5 total goals has hit in 9 out of the last 10 meetings between France and England. Obviously, historical head-to-head results are not everything. The players, managers, and circumstances change over time. But when two major international teams consistently play competitive, relatively controlled games against each other, I do think that is worth noting. These teams know how dangerous the other side can be. Neither team should want to turn this into a completely chaotic end-to-end game from the opening whistle. So even if the match opens up later, the under 3.5 still gives us room for 3 total goals. The second reason is England's recent record. The under 3.5 has hit in 8 out of the last 10 matches played by England. England have enough talent to score, but their games have generally remained within a reasonable total. They beat DR Congo 2-1. They beat Norway 2-1, and that actually needed extra time. They lost 2-1 to Argentina in the semifinal. Each of those games finished with exactly 3 goals, and every one of those results cashed the under 3.5. That is why I prefer half instead of taking a more aggressive under 2.5. Under 2.5 would be asking for a very low scoring game. Under 3.5 gives us protection against a 2-1 result, which I think is one of the most realistic score lines in this matchup. And as you can see there, under 3.5 has hit in 8 out of the last 10 matches for England right there on the screen. Now, France, the under 3.5 has hit in 6 out of their last 10 matches. That is not quite as strong as England's 8 out of 10 trend, but France's recent knockout matches have generally been controlled. They defeated Paraguay 1-0. They defeated Morocco 2-0. Then they lost to Spain 2-0. France have now played 3 consecutive knockout matches that finished with 2 goals or fewer. They have been defending well, but their attack has not consistently exploded against strong opposition. That makes it difficult for me to project 4 or more goals unless we get an early goal that completely changes this game. Now, I seriously considered England plus a half a goal at plus 105. That price is attractive because England only need to avoid losing in regulation. I also think England have played well throughout this tournament and have faced some very strong opposition, but France are still the favorite And I don't want to force myself to choose between two teams that I don't want to force myself to choose which team performs better in a relatively even matchup. The under is not dependent on England getting a result. France can win this game, and my bet still can cash. England can win this game, and my bet can still cash. The match can finish level, and my bet can still cash. I'm simply betting that these teams do not combine for 4 goals. Now, there is one legitimate concern with this bet. Okay. And that is that this is a third-place match. And third-place games can sometimes become more open because there is less pressure than there would be in a semifinal. Managers can rotate their teams. Players might take more chances. Defending can occasionally become less intense, especially during the second half. So I don't want to pretend that this is some sort of risk-free bet. If there's an early goal, particularly in the first 10 or 15 minutes, the game could open up very quickly. So a 2-2 result, a 3-1 result, or anything higher would beat us. That third place game dynamic is the main reason why I'm keeping this at 1 unit rather than making it an oversized play. I think there are several realistic game scripts that can work in our favor. France control possession and win 1-0 or 2-0. England remain compact. They get a counterattack and they get a 1-1 draw or a 2-1 victory. We could also see both teams look slightly fatigued after difficult semifinal matches, especially during the first half. The ideal scenario is a cautious first 20 to 30 minutes with the game still scoreless or only 1 goal on the board. And then even if both teams score, we can still win. A 1-1 game heading into the final stages would put us in a very good position. Even 1 additional late goal would only bring the final total to 3. So all in all, my projected score is France 2, England 1. I give France a very slight edge. I don't have enough conviction to bet France or England. A 2-1 result fits both the market and the recent scoring patterns for England. It would also cash our under 3.5 without requiring the match to be completely defensive. So my official pick for France against England is under 3.5 total goals at odds of -132 for 1 unit. The under has hit in 9 out of the last 10 head-to-head meetings. It has hit in 8 out of England's last 10 matches, and it's hit in 6 out of the last 10 for France. The third place format creates some risk, but I believe the total is high enough to give us protection against a competitive 2-1 result. Let me know your prediction in the comment section below. Do you think France takes third place? Do you think England gets the victory, or do you expect a high-scoring match? Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the breakdown. Subscribe to the channel for more World Cup predictions and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Also, please gamble responsibly. No bet is guaranteed, and only wager what you are comfortable losing. My official pick, one more time, is France versus England under 3.5 total goals at odds of -132 for 1 unit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.